I have people who are looking to either find a second home here in Florida or find their permanent home, a full-time residence, but maybe they're not wanting to take on as much maintenance as what they used to have up north. They think, okay, I'm retiring, or I just am at a different stage in life. I don't want to mess with it. I want a maintenance-free home. Or some people who want to travel more just want to kind of lock it up and leave and not have to worry about the home being taken care of or the property being taken care of. But sometimes once they come down here and want to start to look and they ask about maintenance-free properties, sometimes they're a little surprised by what is available or what they can get. So in this video, I want to share with you what maintenance-free homes really means, the types of properties we have here, and then also a little bit about the dark side of maintenance-free properties. Hi, I'm Jill Thomas. I'm a real estate agent here in lovely Sarasota, Florida. And each week I bring videos about real estate and what it's like to live here in the Sunshine State. Okay, so maintenance-free properties. In this video, I want to share with you the different types of maintenance-free properties and really what's included, what makes it maintenance free. Now, please know that as I give this information out, this is very typical information, but it may not be exclusive for every type of property that I mentioned. So it's really important, as I'm going to reiterate again at the end, that we check documents and determine what is truly included. So this is sort of like these are general statements, but there could be some variations here and there. First, let's talk about condominiums. Now, when people hear the word condominium or condo, everybody's a little different on what's the type of property that comes to their mind at first. Some people think really large high rises. Other people think buildings that are a little bit more short and squattier, maybe just 1 to 3 stories tall. And then there's something in between. So we have high rises, mid-rises, and low-rises all here in the Sarasota area. In the end, I would like you to think about these in terms of apartment-like. Not that they are apartments or that they all feel like apartments, but just generally speaking, let's think like that when I talk about condominiums. Now, when we do have these type of condominiums, they're not all created equal, just not because of height, but how you get to them. So some of our high-rises might have a main entryway with a lobby. There could be somebody there at the front desk, maybe not. And then there's an interior elevator. You go up to your floor, you get off, maybe you walk down a hallway, or unless you have a private elevator or, private entryway only to your unit. And then everything's all inside though. Okay, so sometimes we have that, but also we do have actually some high rises or higher rises where there is an elevator, but really it's all kind of outside. I mean, there might be like a little room lobby where there's mailboxes, you get on an elevator, you go up, but when you get off, you're back outside again. And then there's an exterior, an outdoor hallway, if you will, or walkway. And to get into your unit, you're really outside. It's not from the inside. And we'll see some of those out on the water, on the beaches. And so that's kind of lovely too, because you can see the water as you're walking into your unit. So we have things like that. And then our other like mid or low rise buildings, often it's a lot of exterior entry, not always, but mostly. And sometimes there are no elevators, just little sets of stairs that get you to the second or third floor. And so we'll see all of those types of properties here in our area. Something else to keep in mind with condominiums, this is just sort of like a side comment. You also want to know about washers and dryers, because some people really want washer and dryer hookup within their unit, but not all buildings offer that. There might be laundry facilities somewhere on the property, depending on how it's set up, or if it's a high rise, there's laundry facilities on each floor. So make sure that you talk to your agent about that, what's important to you. And then also let me mention as well as a side comment is pets. There's a big deal with pet restrictions. So if you do have animals, let your agent know, let me know that you've got those pets, because there are going to be some limitations on what properties you can purchase because of those pets. Now, something about high rises that just kind of dawned on me. I was talking to another buyer and she said that she was really interested in high rises because she comes from the Chicago area. And so that's very typical for them. Like I already said, we do have high rise condominium buildings in our area, But I'll be honest with you, most of those are going to be downtown or on the barrier islands. There's one area that's up on like Manatee River, up in Bradenton and Manatee County, where there's some high rises where they're not farther west like that. But otherwise, we're talking these properties are going to be farther west. And as a result, they'll carry a higher price tag. So you're not going to be able to get something, at a lower price point in a high rise in our area. It just doesn't exist. But I couldn't believe I'd never kind of put that together. But there is a little tidbit for you. Okay, so what makes a condominium maintenance free? And again, like I said, we always have to check documents to make sure what exactly is being covered. But in general, of course, lawn maintenance, which is nice. They take care of all of that. Often with these high rises, even down to a low rise, they'll take care of the exterior of the building, painting, maintaining all of that, taking care of the roof, maintaining the parking lot, also like amenities. And it just depends on what the association offers, whether it's a swimming pool, a fitness center, tennis courts, pickleball courts, what have you. So all of that is going to be part of your maintenance free and your HOA dues or your condo dues. Something else would, there's a guard or a gate. And then something else really important to keep in mind too is insurance. So generally speaking, with condominiums, the association through your dues will take care of insurance for the common areas, for maybe the building itself, or for like all of the amenities. But typically, again, the homeowner is responsible for maintaining and for the insurance on the property from the drywall in. And so that's pretty normal. And then often the association is responsible then for like plumbing from within the walls. So if it's an older building and the plumbing's kind of gone bad, or if there's a leak within the wall, usually the association then will take care of that. And so that's kind of like that maintenance free where, you wouldn't have to worry about it. And then sometimes, especially with the high rises or the more things that they offer, there's sometimes an on-site maintenance person. And then it's not unusual, especially with some of these properties farther west out on the beaches where they're not occupied 12 months out of the year, where they will have access to your property. I mean, they coordinate that with you in advance, but they will pop in to make sure everything's okay, or they have access to it, because if they are aware of a plumbing leak, a pipe leak within the building, they have to be able to get in and have access to that or assess the damage. And and then also if there's pest control included, they need to have access to your unit to spray for pests. So all those things are really important to know and understand of what's being offered with your condominium. Number 2, villas. In our area, we have these little lovely properties called villas. And again, sometimes people have these ideas of what those should look like, and what they get here, it might match up or it might be a little different. Now, when I look up the legal description of villas, like especially when they're listed in the MLS, legally, they come up as typically one of 3 types of properties. And really in the end, they're all condominiums. Well, usually, and I'll talk about that at the next point or two here. Often you'll see it as condo/duplex or villa, condo-row house, or condo single family detached or something like that. So what that means is when you see condo/duplex or villa, that's kind of like you're buying one half of a duplex. It's 2 properties stuck together and you're just purchasing one and somebody else owns the other. Then the row house is when you might have 3, 4, or 5 units all together. There's no usually a second floor. It's everything, most of these are just going to be 1 story, or sometimes there could be a little set of stairs for something upstairs, but most of the time these are just all single family properties. And then detached single family, you drive past it, looks like a house, smells like a house, sounds like a house, everything about it feels like a house, but it's technically a villa/condominium, and it can really be treated like a condo. I sold one of those, about a year or so ago down in Englewood. So it feels like a house, but it's not really a house. And so, but those are maintenance free. So what makes a villa maintenance free? Well, we'll go a little bit more quickly through these, but like lawn work, yes. Amenities, yes. If there is a parking lot, yes, because sometimes, like I said, with a single family detached, you would have like maybe your own carport or garage. And so typically then as a homeowner, you're going to be responsible for the driveway, but maybe not. You have to check the docks. If there's a guard or a gate, yes. Insurance for common areas and amenities, yes. But now for the structure itself, exterior painting or for the roof, that's a maybe. And again, that's why we need to check those documents. And then with the roof, even if you share a roof line with somebody, like let's say it's an attached villa, so you've got, like I said, it's kind of like a duplex. Sometimes it's not super uncommon for the owners to be responsible for those roofs. So if there's a leak and the leak is on your side, you have to have it repaired. If we're at the end of the life of the roof, then you need to get together with your neighbor buddy there and get some quotes, and it's on you guys to get that roof replaced. But like I said, sometimes it is all in the association and you go to them and have them make those repairs. Number 3, townhomes. Now, townhomes are typically maintenance free. And historically, when I would think of townhomes, I'd picture something that's, 2 or 3 stories and a bunch of them attached together. And you might have some like little teeny tiny backyard, something like that. But then there's also community amenities. Well, I was surprised to learn something different about townhomes. A couple years ago, I had a first time home buyer who was on a really tight budget, and their lender said that they could either pursue a single family home or a townhouse, but they could not get a condo. So then he was sending me properties that in my mind looked like a villa, or I would categorize as a condo. And he goes, no, this is a townhouse. And I'm thinking, there's no way it looks like a villa. And even sometimes like a detached one where it looks like a freestanding property that I went and looked at with him. Well, ends up, you definitely have to check the legal description. It was defined as a townhouse. And so in the eyes of the lender, they looked at it differently. Blew my mind. Like, never ever would I have considered that to be a townhouse. And I'm not sure legally how it's called a townhouse versus something else, but it is. And so I just at least know where to go to look for that. So that found that to be very interesting. It looked like a villa, but it wasn't. It's a townhouse, even though it was 1 story. So anyway, we always need to double check those things. But really, in the end, a townhouse really carries the same type of maintenance-free options as a villa would. So I just thought that was kind of interesting when I learned that about those townhouses. Number 4, single family homes. So surprise, there are some single family homes that are technically maintenance free. And comparing this to maybe the villas, you own it all. You own the land, you own the lot, you own the house. All of it's yours, except they call it maintenance free. But here's the thing, it's not super maintenance free. Really, in the end, it's like, yeah, they take care of the amenities and all that. And, like we discussed, basically what you can bank on is them taking care of the yard work. They're not going to come in and take care of your swimming pool or something like that. It's just the yard work. Now, sometimes with maintenance-free communities where they take care of the homes, like sometimes in Del Webb communities, what they might offer is pressure washing the driveway every so often, or if it's a tile roof, they're going to pressure wash the roof. But that's about it. And they just do that because they want the whole neighborhood to keep that super clean, tidy look and feel from the outside. But they're really not doing anything else extra for you. It's just yard work. So that's where I think sometimes people are surprised when they hear maintenance free. They picture a whole lot more when sometimes it's just yard work. So that's why we need to look at the details. The devil is definitely in the details with these. Number 5, the downside to maintenance free. So as you've learned, maintenance free could be something as simple as the association does your yard work and nothing more, or it could mean a whole lot more than that. They take care of lots of things for you, so you can have that comfort of just knowing you can lock up your place, take off, it's all good. You can have peace of mind. Now, there are some things that we need to double check because you want to make sure and confirm what is and what is not covered with your maintenance-free property. Now, of course, the first place we're going to look at is the listing to see what's put in there, if anything. Now, sometimes though, we want to trust but verify what's in a listing. And I'm not putting down the listing agent if something's inaccurate. Sometimes a seller has an understanding that the association takes care of something, and they'll say to the listing agent, oh yeah, I know that the association takes care of the roof, or I know that they are responsible for all the windows and they're going to replace windows when it's time. But maybe that's not true. Maybe it's just, they're just forgetting or not, I don't know. So we want to trust but verify what's in the listing first of all. So we need to confirm. How are we going to confirm what's in the listing? Well, what happens is in the state of Florida, for condominiums, not single family homes where there's an HOA, condominiums, the seller is required to provide to the buyer a set of condominium documents to review. Sometimes you can get those before you go under contract, but sometimes you don't get them until after. But that's okay, because here's why. Once you receive a set of those condominium documents, which includes rules and regulations, financials like the budget, articles of incorporation, bylaws, frequently asked questions. There might be one other thing, but you have 3 days to review those documents, not including Saturdays, Sundays, and legal holidays. So you get those documents, you sign a receipt saying, okay, I received these documents on February 10th. So you have 3 days to review those documents. And if there's something in there that you don't like, you can cancel the contract, get your deposit money back. All good. Now, let's say you need some clarity in that. Well, then that's all right too, because what you can do is you can contact the association, the management company, the treasurer, and ask questions. That's your opportunity to do some digging and do some research so you're okay with everything. Because here's the thing too. Let's say the association does cover the roof, or they do cover the windows, or whatever it is, right? Do they have money set aside, or are they setting money aside to cover those expenses? Because when the day comes and they go, oh yeah, time to get a new roof, what if there's not enough money there for it? Guess what happens? You still get to pay for it. Okay, so there's something called a special assessment, and maybe they'll get quotes on a new roof or whatever the project is, and then they figure out how many people are there and they divide it by X number of units, and then that's what you get to pay extra, usually within maybe a 12-month period. They'll collect them in installments normally. And so all of a sudden in 1 year, you could be paying $10,000 extra out of pocket when you were assuming that all of the association dues would cover those expenses. So that's really important for you to do research on. And otherwise, it could really kind of bite you later on after you close, and you're not going to be a happy camper at all. So you definitely want to do that research when you are looking at maintenance-free properties to find out what exactly is maintenance-free and how much could it cost me. So hopefully this was a help to you. I'm sure now you've learned not all maintenance-free properties are created equal, and you definitely need to do some homework and research to make sure that you're making a really good choice for yourself and what's really important to you and what you can handle financially. Now, if you have any other questions in regards to this or anything else to do with real estate in our area, please reach out to me, give me a call, text, email me. I'm here to help. And of course, if you're looking to buy or sell, super happy to help. Okay, guys, thanks so much for watching all the way here to the bitter end about maintenance-free properties. Have a great day.